Okay, guys, you know I talk about being dangerous from 150 feet and in. Well, today we're going to hone in on 100 feet. That's all I'm asking from you today is 100 feet and in, and I'm going to give you a practice so that you can work on it no matter where you are, as long as you've got 100 feet to practice and your bag. And we're going to talk about it right after the intro. All right, guys, if you're wondering why I looked a little fresher on the intro than I do now, is because I just did another video that is coming out before this one talking about what to do practicing when it's hot, you're lazy, tired, you're getting old, how you can practice smarter, especially in the summer heat. And this is part 2 of it, but it's also about working on your bag, getting to know your bag. And this 100 feet and in is so crucial. And this is a quick and easy way to practice that would go very well with what I just did about forehand rollers. It's going to help you develop your game and get to know the disc in your bag even better. So you really could do these back to back. You go over there, you sit in the shade, you throw some forehand rollers, then you come over here and you throw your whole bag. And what we want to do is that basket is just simply 100 feet out there. And I'm going to take every single one of these discs and I'm going to try to throw it and get as close to that basket as possible. I'm not trying to ace it, I'm trying to lay up under the basket, okay? If it happens to go in, that means I threw it a little too hard. But what we're trying to do is develop a keen understanding of what it takes to get there, but also how to maneuver and manipulate different discs, different speed discs, different stability discs, and just putting in the practice. I tell people this is a lot like getting on the wall practicing tennis. Just, you know, you're grooving in your shots. Well, 100 feet and in, we have to make these shots all the time. Why not just walk out with your bag? It doesn't even have to be on a course. You can find any open area, grassy area that's got 100 feet and do this with your bag and take 5-10 minutes, just throw it a couple times and go, okay, I know my bag a little bit better and I understand how to manipulate the disc and work the nose angle a little bit better, because I get a lot of questions about nose angle. And the best way to understand nose angle is to get out and throw and manipulate the disc and see what happens at the different angles it gets thrown on. So now, you've got the dilemma too. You could practice, you could break them all into forehands and all into backhands. I'm gonna do forehands. From 100 feet and in, I'm usually throwing forehands because I probably need to get around something or hit a gap. You're able to stare right at the basket and just throw it right out there. So if I'm 100 feet and in, I'm always throwing a forehand versus a backhand. I can throw the backhand, no problem, but for this kind of practice, I'm really gonna dial in the forehand. Okay, and the nice thing is I've got my stool right here, I've got my practice card here with my froster and my water and my grabber, my towels and stuff like that. So as you're getting older, come out and practice, but take some breaks. Don't over practice so that you won't practice again for another week. Come out, spend 30 minutes, take a break, go away, come back another day, but do it in bite-sized pieces so that you don't wear yourself out, but you're building yourself up. That's the key. All right, I've got 27 discs here. I went through all of them in the last video, go from my putter all the way to my drivers. It doesn't really matter. I might say what they are, but I'm just gonna set out here and show you. I'm gonna try not to talk. I'm just gonna step up. I'll probably say what it is and throw it, but I'm gonna try to throw as quickly as possible while concentrating to show you how quickly you can practice this shot. And you're just trying to work the disc. It's a little bit of a swirly wind right now, but 100 feet, we should be okay. Here we go. Right there. Turbulence, that was a Berg. The first one, Turbulence, was overstable. This is nice and straight with a little fade at the end. That was a Pig. Toro, out here. Oh, see, I almost put it in. All right, Pyro, out here. Let it settle, curl around. All right, Flippy, spin. So I put it out there a little bit and let it hold straight. Wad is nice and straight. That's gonna carry a little bit far, but not too bad. All right, my overstable Boss. Oh, see, I got that nose. I wanted that nose up, but I just fluffed it out here. I needed to drive it over here. My nose up was a little too much. Straight with the Pyro. Could have given a little more juice. All right, my neutral reactor. My straight Boca out here, let it drag, hit the pole, come on, oh no. Behemoth, out here, it's gonna be overstable and just drag back and just curl around, nice. Now my Lunaris, A little bit flippy, yeah, it was okay. But you see I got the nose down, it really cranked through. All right, haymaker, overstable. Out here and just let it die. Boom. Valkyrie. Just out, settle down, ding. Stasis. Flip it out, let it fade on back. Oh, I thought it was gonna fade a little more. Sully Quake. Oh, did you see what happened? I got nose up and flipped it out here. That'll teach you about nose angle real quick. All right, understable trail. So I'm gonna throw it pretty straight and let it just fade right at the end. My glyph, just pop it out, little nose up and let it float. Relativity, pretty neutral, but it's a fast speed disc. I got the nose up once again on that one, faded out too much. Thunderbird. Little nose up, not too bad. Flippy Valkyrie. A little bit out, that may hit basket, nope. Sully Surf. Pull that a little left, but it's gonna curl back to the right. Trail. Straight thread from Hooligan. Oh, see, that came out too early. It left my hand. I did not pop through it. That was my fault. All right, the Stellar. I want nose down and then just let it curl back because it's overstable. And finally the Uplink, straight at it. Sorry, that was kind of in silhouette because I'm standing in the shade and it's bright out there and I decided to expose for out there. So let me go stand in the sun for one of these and we'll do it one more time. So one of the things it's going to do, especially if you're throwing out into the sun, the nice thing is you can find hopefully a shady spot 100 feet from a basket in practices, but you're going to want to keep them as close as possible so you can stay out in the sun as little as possible. So here's my grouping. My Hooligan, which I fluffed, and then especially the Quake that I just did not get good commitment, good nose angle, is out here. And we are looking at 25 feet. To be honest, from 100 feet, I want gimmies all day long. And the nice thing is a majority of them within 10 feet, but I don't like any of these outliers out here. I want them to all be under the basket. Okay, hopefully this is a little bit better for the video. I've got all shade to this basket. It's 100 feet. There's a little drop off behind it. Now, this is also a good time to practice. Let's pretend that that sewer thing back there is OB past that. So we're gonna work on control, but not going too far. We're just wanting to place all these under the basket. We've got enough room. We've got one little Twizzler over to the right and those two trees over the left. But so I'm just wanting to get this down with every disc and just land it right at the basket. Couple things to think about, because I'm throwing forehand, they're gonna be finishing, especially the overstable, finishing going this way. And when they hit, they're gonna want to curl a little bit more to the right. So when I'm landing with these, I want to land a little bit left of the basket, because anything that lands right of the basket is gonna be carrying it away. With the overstable fast disc, I want to make sure to get the nose down, because if I get the nose up, just like I did in a video a couple weeks ago about getting that turnover nose angle, if I get that nose up, it's just all it's going to do is carry up and finish way off. So I've got to make sure to get that nose down. It's like I'm throwing a dart at the left side of the basket there. And I'm just trying to finish to let it go out, do a quick flip, do a quick turn, land by the basket. All right. I'm just going to try to do these, just peel these off one after another. I've got 27 of them. Okay, here's a caveat that you need to think about is make each one of these throws count. I just went and restarted because I decided to set my stopwatch to see how fast it took me to throw all 27 discs. And I ended up just grabbing and start throwing them. Practice, you want to be focused and invested, and each throw needs to have its own weight and its own pressure. If I'm just doing time, I'm just doing this, I'm just kind of flailing. I need to think, I want to throw the best shot possible with each one of these shots. So you don't want to just come out here and get through as fast as possible. Pretend like the game is on the line with each one of these and make it count. All right, boss. Now settle. Not bad, a little bit hot, but not bad. Neutral reactor. Settle. Those trees on the left are bothering me a little bit mentally, so I've got to think about that and just make sure I snap through. That was a nice straight proxy. Now my nice straight pig. It's gonna fade off a little bit. I'm shying away from those trees. I need to get a little closer to those trees. Nope. I'll fluff that out a little bit too. All right, haymaker. I got to put this here. Better, but I'm still missing to the right. All right, I want this here. There we go. Now it's just going to skip to do right to the basket. All right, my Berg. Yep. Good old faithful Berg. Sully Quake. What's happening is I'm not popping through. I'm letting it go here. I'm not committed to that shot, and so fading out this way. I've got to snap through. Here comes Stasis. And that Stasis is pretty straight. I thought it was going to fade more. Sully Surf. Pop through. There we go. And just let it settle. My Glyph. Nice. Love that Glyph. Basically a birdie. All right, the Trail. And it should just settle, settle, settle. Yep. And by settle, I mean hit the concrete back there. All right, Watt. Just nice, smooth. I pulled that one a little left. Still going to be okay. I mean, you're within 6 feet. All right, Linares. Got to make sure to get the nose right so that it goes out and fades and drops. Trail, same thing. Uh-oh, I didn't quite get the nose down enough. You see, so it was nose up and this way. Even though it was a flippy disc, I'm not throwing them hard enough to engage the flip. All we're getting is the fade. All right, Valkyrie, a little too much action there. I pulled over too much on that one. All right, my spin is flippy. So I just pop it out, let it ride out, nice and straight. Lovely. All right, the Stellar. Out and then let it just fade and skip back to the pole. Yep. Pyro. Remember, I'm going for the base of the pole. I'm not going for the basket. Valkyrie. Set a little bit right on that one. I didn't quite get the nose down enough. Thunderbird, let's correct that. A little bit better. It's going to finish to the right too. Uplink, nice and straight. Oh, you see what I did? I just went out here with it. I got lazy because I was expecting the disc to help me do the work. I need to do the work. Turbulence. Out, now dig, dig, dig. Yep, little counter skip. All right, the Behemoth. There we go, now settle. Straight Boca. There we go, nice. I definitely prefer straight discs over anything else, really. And my Toro. But you see how I had to stop and slow down and reframe a couple times, because when my focus gets off, I start flying all over the place. But what great practice. Let's go take a look. And the neat thing is, usually we can find, hopefully most courses have a 100-foot stretch in the shade, or at least where you can throw from the shade out into the sun, so you can spend most of your time in the shade, because let's face it, it's summer and it's hot and you don't want to get heat stroke. All right, so here's my collection. This guy shanked and hit this tree, so that's my outlier here. But then everything else, you can see they were coming a little bit fast, a little bit past here. All those discs were coming in here and just traveling. These guys are within 7 feet. My farthest one away is here, and it is 15 feet away. Should be a fairly no-nonsense place to putt. He misses that last one. He says no nonsense. It's one more, some more. There we go. So that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming for, from 100 feet and in, you're placing your shot so it's no stress to put it in the basket. Because how many strokes do we lose by going that, or throw from 100 feet and end up 25 feet away, and then we miss the putt coming back? So if we can just dial in that 100 feet to just be deadly accurate, dangerous, everything's just landing by the pole, and we're just dropping it in over and over again, it's going to reduce the stress and our scores, and it's probably going to drive the people on our cards crazy, because you're just bullseye master. And so just bringing your bag out and practicing that for a few minutes every other time you come out can really make you a dangerous player on those short shots. So there you go, guys. I don't know why I did 2 videos in the middle of the day in Alabama, but I'm officially soaked and I need a cool shower after this. But I do appreciate you coming along. I'm just trying to encourage you to get better and smarter about working this game and helping you play no matter what your skill level is. We can always maximize what we have. Some of you are getting older like me. Your distance isn't gonna be there, but your accuracy can be. And so we're working on those things. We're being smart and efficient with our practice, and hopefully we're having a good time. And we're meeting great people, and we're loving the game and loving the people around us. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. If you made it all this way, I really do appreciate it. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. You might want to go over and check out my store. I just did, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, I got to do this. I just got this shirt in last night. I did one for Inverness. By the way, Inverness, Scotland is where the Loch Ness Monster is, so that's where we have Nessie on that. Anyway, if you want to support me in any way, besides like and subscribing, you could go buy a hat or something like that. That'd always be nice. But other than that, I just thank you so much for coming along with us. This is such a wonderful game, and I want y'all to love it as much as I do. So guys, take care, stay healthy, stay happy, and I hope to see you out on the course.